explained very well if you use the term appropriation, which is which has been more popular in visual arts, and in literature it started with the conceptual writing we've already mentioned. So modeling the term after uncreative writing, introduced by Kenneth Goldsmith, I introduced the term uncreative translation, in which we appropriate what Google Translate produced. And even more so, it's actually an appropriation of an appropriation. Okay, so here we have the definition of the appropriation by Duchamp, when he explains that he chose the fountain, and what makes it art is the fact that he actually made the choice. He took an ordinary article of life, placed it so that its useful significance disappeared under the new title and point of view, and created a new font for that object. And so, decades later, Goldsmith reiterates this. Next slide. Okay, thank you. So he says that even when we do something as seemingly uncreative as retyping a few pages, we express ourselves in a variety of ways. The act of choosing and reframing tells us as much about ourselves as our story about our mother's cancer operation. It's just that we never have been taught to value such choices. And now we get to the appropriation of the appropriation part. So Google Translate is so good at translating because it itself appropriates the work of numerous human translators. It wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for a number of parallel texts that it has access to, which were carried out by human translators. So it learns based on the text it finds, but even so, behind them, there's always the work of a huge number of nameless people. Next slide. And now, since the appropriation is a choice, I would like to explain why we chose Ubu. And that is because it happens in Poland, that is not to say nowhere. And why nowhere? Because in the 1890s, where Jari wrote and rewrote this play, Poland was not on the map of the world. And he wrote this play as a kind of farce to make fun of his teacher, because he was a teenage boy at the time. Ubu is probably a kind of mangled version of Per Ebb, which was the nickname of his physics teacher he didn't like, and since he didn't like him, he made him the king of Poland that did not exist, and he's a tyrannical, sort of funny man. But there is evidence that Jari actually knew some more stuff about Poland than just that it did not exist. For instance, there's references in one of the scenes with army men, there's a line that somebody has more feathers than brain, and literary scholars see this as an allusion to the hussars of the Polish army of the past, who had wings in order to seem as like more scary warriors.